Dear students, welcome back. So, yesterday we were speaking in the context of the consumer behavior, which is chapter number 2 of economics, and we were discussing the utilities means what, cardinal utility means what you mean by total utility, and what is meant by marginal utility, all these aspects. So just let us have a overview of that, and we'll just move on to the future topics, which is called as law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, so as we all know that utility has a satisfying power. Okay, so as we know that in the starting class we have discussed that utility of a commodity is having the want satisfying capacity. You take any product or any commodity, it has its own satisfying power. Okay, you take banana, it has its own satisfying power. You take mango, it has its own satisfying power. Such things we were saying, and it depends on the consuming person also. The person who is ready to consume, if he is consume more, he'll get more utility of satisfaction. If he doesn't want to consume more, that means he is not ready to accept the level of satisfaction. That means he is not comfortable in that. Okay, so based on that utilities, you have to how to measure these utilities. So to measure these utilities, we have two categories here in this theory of consumer behavior. The first one is cardinal utility approach, okay, or cardinal utility analysis we call. Okay, and second one is ordinal utility analysis. I repeat, cardinal utility analysis is the first one. Second one is ordinal utility analysis. So in cardinal, we know very clearly it is an utility of analysis where the levels of utilities are expressed in terms of numbers, isn't it? That means what? Every single utility what we are consuming, like utility of consumption 1, utility of consumption 2, utility of consumption 3, 4, we are measuring in terms of numbers. So it is measurable. Okay, you can assess how many utilities of satisfaction taken place. Okay, so that is cardinal utility. So to know this approach, cardinal utility approach, we have also come across with total utility and marginal utility, where you can measure the utilities, how you are going to measure the utilities. Okay, so these two, total utility and marginal utility, has some relationship. Yes, it has some relationship in the sense total utility can be calculated through the marginal utility, and marginal utility can be calculated through the change in total utility with respect to change in level of commodities consumed. Okay, so total utility means what? Let us see later on. Just we'll have a brief of this and we'll go to the marginal utility also. Total utility means what? It is a fixed quantity of a fixed quantity. Total utility of a fixed quantity of any commodity. Okay, a fixed quantity of any commodity where total utility or total satisfaction is derived from that commodity, how much you consume. For example, as we have taken 50 units of shirts, so when the 50 units of shirts you are consuming, you know it is measurable here, 50 units, 50. So total utility of consumption is 50. Okay, so this is how he is going to get satisfied so much units of commodity. And more you consume, okay, more you consume the product might be anything like banana, mango, anything. So we have given here commodities, these are the products or commodity, anything you can call. Okay, so this is the products or a commodity, it is consumed. More we are consuming here, 1 after 2, 2 after 3, 3 after 4, we are consuming more. So when we are consuming more, we are going to get more number of satisfactions. Okay, so for the first unit when I consumed, total utility of satisfaction was 4 units. When I consumed second unit, I got satisfaction level 5. When I consumed third unit, I am getting satisfaction level of 6. So when I consumed fourth unit, I got a satisfaction level of 7. That means in total utility, the level of satisfaction is what? Increased at every single commodity consumption level. So every single commodity's consumption has increased. With respect to that, total utilities satisfaction has increased, and utility also been increased. That means person is ready to utilize the utilities more at every single of what? Consumption level. This is total utility. Coming to the marginal utility, as we have spoke already, marginal utility is nothing but it is a change in total utility. See, without total utility you cannot get marginal utility, and it is a change in total utility due to consumption of one additional unit of commodity. That means what? Every time, see, every time you are consuming one unit extra, okay, and every time you are getting one unit extra of satisfaction. This extra what you are getting, that's change. Its change means total utility change and total commodity change gives rise to marginal utility, which is exactly speaks that marginal utility is a change in total utility due to consumption of one additional unit. So every single additional unit when he is going to consume, that additional unit is called as marginal utility. Hope this definition is clear. Based on that, you have an example also. Yesterday I have told, if fourth unit of consumption of banana is being consumed by any single personality, that becomes total utility of satisfaction is 28. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, 4ನೇ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬನಾನಾನ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನುವಾಗ ಅಥವಾ 4ನೇ ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನುವಾಗ ಆ 4ನೇ ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣು ಅವನಿಗೆ 28 ಯುಟಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, 28 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ತಿಂದಷ್ಟು ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ. ಆ ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು 5ನೇ ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನುವಾಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಇದು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 5ನೇ ತಿನ್ನುವಾಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ 30 ಪಟ್ಟು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಖುಷಿ. ಸೊ 30 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ನೌ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ, how do you do? They say that change in total utility, isn't it? So there is a formula which is MUN is equal to TUN minus TUN minus 1. So TUN ಏನಿಗ? TUN at present nth unit is this one, not this one. Okay, so nth unit is this because this is ending here. Okay, so TUN is TU5 minus TU4. So 5 minus 4, it is nothing but 38 minus 28, it becomes 2 units. This is marginal MU5, 5th unit. So 5ನೇ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ 5ನೇ ಯೂನಿಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ಸು, ಅದು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿಯ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೋದು. ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಬರಿತೀನಿ, change in delta TU divided by delta Q, that is MUN. okay, ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, marginal utility of nth unit is calculated by change in total utility divided by change in quantity of consumption. See, change in total utility of consumption divided by change in quantity of consumption. So let me go to the table and show you. See here, change in total utility, this is the first unit, this is the second unit, 4 and 5. So this become nth unit, isn't it? So 5 minus 4, if you do, it is 1, isn't it? 5 minus 4, it is nothing but 1. Change in total utility, this is original price, this is original utility of consumption, this is Before original, this is what previous, which has been occurred for the satisfaction level. So 5 minus 4, it is 1, and here 2 minus 1 is also 1. So what happens? Mu becomes 1. Okay, so marginal utilities becomes 1. Mu becomes 1 for this unit. For next unit also, 6 minus 5 is 1 and 3 minus 2 is 1. So delta Tu divided by delta Q, change in Tu divided by change in Q, which is equal to Mu. Okay, so this becomes the answer. So now, keeping this in mind, we will move on to the, what is that? Law of diminishing marginal utility. Yes, here, as we have seen yesterday, in this particular topic, as I said you, this is most important and essential topic to be discussed. So based on that, we are seeing the activity. See, represents this particular law of diminishing. They are particularly thinking here marginal utility. Okay, so if marginal utility is decreasing or diminishing, what happens to the total utility? Okay, with respect to the commodity of consumed, that we can observe here. Okay, so the table shows, see the points, maybe you have seen the table. Now I'll show by the point. The table shows the values of marginal utility and total utility derived from consumptions of various amount of commodity. See, here is the table. So it is showing various types of commodity being consumed. Okay, number of commodities. Since it is cardinal approach, we are going to measure in terms of numbers. Please keep it in mind. Okay, since it is cardinal approach, we are measuring in terms of numbers. So in that case, if you see, every single commodity consumption is increasing up to 1, 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. These are all units of commodity consumed. Okay, it is consumed. Because of that consumption, total utility and marginal utilities level of consumption is also changing. Okay, so total utility, let us see first. Since it is first unit of consumption, he is getting 12 units of satisfaction. Okay, later when he start using the second unit of consumption, he'll get 18 units of satisfaction. Okay, that means his increased level of consumption level has increased to 18. I'll take a beautiful example. When we consume one piece of apple, okay, one piece of apple, in an apple, let us consider one piece of apple, I will get 12 units of satisfaction. Okay, 12 units of satisfaction, which is equal to 1:12 ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ. ಒಂದು ತಿಂದರೆ 12ರಷ್ಟು ಖುಷಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, 12 ಪಟ್ಟು ಖುಷಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, if I consume second particular piece of apple, I am going to get 18 units of satisfaction. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು ನನಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, I am going to increase my satisfaction level. I'll be happy. When I increase again third unit of consumption, it will go to 22 units of satisfaction. That means I will be much more happier, okay, to have this particular apple. Still I will have the apple. I'll go for fourth piece and I'll have the apple. So I'll get 24 units of satisfaction. After that I am very much happy, I am comfortable when I am getting the fourth unit of apple. Now I feel that let me have one more. Okay, by this time completely one apple is filled up. Okay, ಸೊ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಪೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಆ್ಯಪಲ್ಲು ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, 24 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಈಗ ಅದೇ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಉಳಿದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು 5ನೇ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬಂದು ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು ತಿನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸರಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಈಟ್ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. I'll not change in my satisfaction level. See, observe here, my satisfaction level is 24. Maximum I have reached already. Okay, again it remains same here, 5th unit. Okay, now again I feel like I'm not able to feel like having, but somebody forces me ಇಷ್ಟೇ ತಿಂದಿದೆಯಂತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಿನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ? By that time, if I have one more piece of apple, okay, I will have, but my satisfaction level will decrease. In what way it is decreasing? Increasing rate it is decreasing. ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿ 0 ಅಥವಾ 1 ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ರೇಟ್ ಏನು? 22, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 21 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ 20 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ 19 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ 18 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ 17 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಥರ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ದ ಕಮಾಡಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, as and when the commodity is consumed, and that total utility of satisfaction is increasing. But after some time, okay, the level of consumption becomes constant, which is when fifth unit of consumption takes place. After fifth unit, when the person consumes the sixth unit of consumption, his level of satisfaction decreases. But in the increasing rate it is decreasing. Okay, not in the decreasing rate it is decreasing. It is what? Increasing in the decreasing rate. Okay, you should understand it is increasing but is in the decreasing rate. So now let us see marginal utility. Okay, so marginal utility ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? So when I consume the first unit of consumption, I will get 12 units of satisfaction. When I consume second unit, my satisfaction level gone to 6. When I consume third unit of apple, my consumption level is 4. When I see fourth unit of apple, my particular consumption level gone to 2. When it is been increased by 5th unit of consumption, again my level of consumption has gone to 0. When I consume 6th unit of product, that will be decreasing my level of consumption to minus. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಏನು? It is very clear that marginal utility of consumption, what happens? Decreases as and when you increase the additional unit of consumption. See, this is additional only, no? So 1 to 2 you have added 1 more extra came. 2 to 3 you have added 1 more extra came. 3 to 4 you have added 1 more extra came. That means what? Every additional unit of consumption leads to decrease in marginal utility of consumption. So my marginal utility of satisfaction decreases whenever the additional unit of consumption takes place. Okay, here also same thing. Whenever the additional satisfaction takes place, the marginal utility of consumption decreases. That means this is the formula, also calculation, which is TUN is equal to total utility at the nth unit. If you want to calculate MU1, MU2, MU3, you should add all the MUs, okay, up to MUN. Okay, MUN. If you want to calculate MUN, okay, marginal utility of nth unit, you need to go by two particular formulas are there to calculate that. TUN minus TUN minus 1. So as I said you in the past example, 30 minus 28. So 30 was the fifth unit, okay, and 28 was the fourth unit. So fifth unit is 30 minus what? 28. 10 minus 1, nth minus 1 value, okay, which is 28. So 38 minus 28, it becomes what? 2. So that becomes the answer. Okay, so here also same thing with an example we are speaking. See, TUN is 18 here. Now for example, we have to find out MU second unit. Okay, MU second unit, which is equal to TUN, which is 18, minus TUN minus 1 is 12. Okay, this is n minus 1 value. Okay, this is n and this is n minus 1 value. So n minus 1 value is 12 and n value is 18. So 18 minus 12 is 6. That becomes MU2 value. Okay, this is nth value you are going to find out. N minus 1 value is this. Okay, and if you want to find out nth value, n minus 1 value is this. One more formula is there, MUN is equal to change in TU divided by change in Q, which also gives same answer. See, change in TU, it is nothing but 18 minus 12. Okay, change in TU, which is how much? 6, isn't it? Divided by 2 minus 1. Why? Change in Q. Q is what? Quantity of commodity. Okay, in units. These are all quantities of commodities consumed. So 2 minus 1, since we are calculating for second unit, 2 minus 1 is 1. That is 6 divided by 1 is equal to what? 6. Isn't it? So two values remain same. So there are the two particular ways you can calculate. This is how marginal utility is related with total utility. Okay, based on that you have the particular explanations also. Yes, let us see. Usually we can observe that marginal utility diminishes with increase in consumptions of a commodity. Yes, as I said you, marginal utility is getting down, diminishing down as and when the total utility of consumption is increasing, isn't it? The consumption level is increasing, the marginal utility level is decreasing. Next point, what does it speak? This happens because having obtained some amount of commodity, the desire of the consumer to have still more of commodity becomes weaker, isn't it? I have already had so much of commodity in my stomach. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, this many units of consumption I have done. So when I keep having more and more of the commodity, I feel like just skipping the level of commodities. So my satisfaction level decreases. I don't feel that if I have third unit also, I'll get 12 units of satisfaction. No, because here I got already the first unit only, I got 12 units of satisfaction. So it is nothing but the already product is there in me. That product doesn't make me more comfort. For example, you have more number of genes. When you keep adding genes, you doesn't feel that, oh, I have so much amount and I'm so happy to have so much of genes. No, your level of satisfaction will decrease. Oh, how many genes I should have? We feel. Though they give you in free, you're not ready to take it much. Okay, so you might buy one extra, but one extra will not give you that much of satisfaction when you got first unit. Okay, so it keeps decreasing. Next, continuation of that. Now the same thing can be seen in the table as I showed you. Okay, so now continuation of that, we can notice that in the table that marginal utility of the third unit, that is MU3, okay, is lesser than the second unit. Can you observe here? Maybe, yeah, you can observe. Okay, so this is MU1, this is MU2, and this is MU3. So MU3 is greater or lesser than MU2? See, observe here, MU3. See, they are saying, notice that in the third unit of MU3 is lesser than second unit, isn't it? This is third unit, this is second unit. So second unit is greater than the third unit. That means he got satisfied in the second unit and is not satisfied that much as he been satisfied in the second unit. So this keeps on decreasing the level of satisfaction. It goes on decreasing down and it leads to negative also. Okay, if we like vomiting, negative means it is vomiting something extra you have consumed, you are not able to consume, but somebody forced you to consume. Now you are ready to take, but you are going to vomit it out. That becomes negative, -2. Continuation of this, the point is, next level we can also observe in the table the total utility will increase but at diminishing rate in the fifth unit, and total utility is 24. See, coming to the, what is the point of table, total utility is what is happening, it is increasing, but here after fifth unit it is increasing. After fifth unit what happens, it starts decreasing. Yes, the fifth unit total utility is 24, okay, and sixth unit is 22, which means what, it is diminishing, which is in the increasing rate. As I said you earlier, ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಏಕ್ದಮ್ 1, 2, 3 ಆ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಥರ ಆಗೋದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಎನಿವೇರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, the rate of change in total utility. See, as I said you here, delta TU, it is rate of change in total utility. Okay, the rate of change in total utility due to change in quantity of commodity consumed is the measure of marginal utility. Observe, the rate of change in total utility due to change in quantity of a commodity consumed is a measure of marginal utility, isn't it? See here, rate of change in total utility. From here to here, total utility rate has been changed. It is 2. From again here to here, if you minus 22 minus 18, the small change takes place, which is additional consumption has taken place. 2 units has been consumed. Okay, here it is 2 units, isn't it? 18 minus 2, 18 minus 12, it is, sorry, it's not 2. 18 minus 12, it is 6. So 6 units is the additional unit of consumptions. That becomes delta TU, which is rate of change in TU. Okay, now the rate of change in quantity, it is nothing but 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. That means that is delta Q. So this becomes marginal utility. Okay, so that is the point. It says very clearly, the marginal utility diminishes with increase in consumption of commodity. Okay, see, marginal utility is diminishing when, if you are going to again increase 6th unit, you are going to consume 7th unit, you will consume 8th unit, you will consume. What happens after 6th? It becomes negative, starts negative, minus 3, minus 2, minus 3, minus 5, like this it keeps on going. Okay, so when it goes on in the negative sign, we can say that as and when the commodity is increasing, the marginal utility leads to the negative. Okay, so hence the law of diminishing marginal utility states that marginal utility from the consumption of every additional or each additional unit of the commodity declines as the consumption increases. Yes, consumption is increasing, it is decreasing. After that, you have another 2 points to 3 points we have right on that. So if you come to the graph also, same. Okay, let me explain the graph also. So the graph talks in this fashion: as the commodities of consumption is increasing, total utility, this is total utility curve and this is marginal utility curve. Okay, so total utility curve increases. Okay, it starts increasing as and when you are consuming, the level of commodity increases from 2 to 1, okay, sorry, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. As and when you increase the level of commodity consumption level, and your satisfaction level is also increasing. So it is increasing till where? Till the maximum of 24. See, it is maximum consumption. So after 24, what happens? It starts falling down. Total utility falls down. So starts falling down in the what rate? It's the increasing rate, it is decreasing total utility. If you take marginal utility, it also starts initially by 12. Here also from 12 only the marginal utility. This both here it is, I will mention here, this is TU and MU. Both are seen in one particular axis. Okay, so TU and MU can be seen. So initially it is 12. Later on it will move on to the second unit, it becomes 6. After that, what happens? It move on to the third unit, it is 4. Next it is 2. Later it is 0 and it is minus 2. That means what? Marginal utility decreases or diminishes as and when the commodity consumed more. Okay, so you have to observe here 2 points very particularly. Total utility when it is maximum, okay, the marginal utility will be 0. Okay, total utility when it is maximum, marginal utility is 0. Yes, so we have drawn the line. Total utility when it starts diminishing, okay, marginal utility becomes negative. Did you understand? Marginal utility becomes negative when total utility diminishes. Okay, it is going to come down and it is going to what? Extend in this fashion. Okay, it keeps extending like this. Okay, so this is total utility and marginal utilities activity. Okay, and next particular topic which we are discussing is about derivations of demand curve in the case of single commodity. Yes, derivations of demand curve in case of single commodity. See, what is this single commodity? This we also say that law of diminishing marginal utility process only we are also using here. So in exam they'll ask you in this fashion, explain the derivation of demand curve in case of single commodity only. They will ask, they will not ask law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility they will ask only for this question. Okay, only for this question they are going to ask law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, so this question speaks, even here also the marginal utility gets decreased. So what is this particular expression says? Let us observe here. Okay, so this is the graph. Okay, and this is the units, and this is the price, and this is the quantity. So there, here they are saying very particularly, based on that you have the point of explanations also. I'll tell you. Units of consumption is increased here. Okay, units of consumption is increased as first unit of consumption is what is the added, and the price level is 40 and the quantity consumed is 5 units. Okay, in case of single commodity, let us consider rice or wheat, whatever the product is there. So now the units of consumption is measured in numbers, the price is also priced in numbers, and quantity is also what is that, measured in kgs. Okay, so in case of single commodity, like you take cotton or sugar or rice, whatever you want, the quantity of commodity that consumer is willing to buy is able to offer in a given price and a income of a consumer is called demand. Okay, given price with his income he is able to consume. See, if it is price 40 and he is ready to consume so 1 unit of commodity and is ready to consume 5 kgs. Okay, the units of commodity, it has been what is that, labeled. You can take A, B, C, D also. Okay, no issues. So price and quantity is most essential here. We can observe here, when it is 40 rupees you are going to purchase 5 kg. When it is 30 rupees you are going to purchase 2 kgs. Okay, and when it is 20 rupees you are going to purchase 30 kgs, and when it is 10 rupees we are going to purchase 55 kgs. That means what? As and when the price, if you are seeing here properly, see the price drop is taking place. Okay, and here if you observe properly, okay, there is an increase in the level of quantities. Okay, see, price 40 to 30 it has become, 30 to 20, 20 to 10. So when it is 40, the consumption level is 5, only 5. Okay, only 5 kg is consuming. When it is 30 rupees is consuming 50 units. When it is 20 is consuming 30 units. When it is 10 rupees is consuming 55 units. That means what? Demand curve is a presentation where the quantity of commodity are willing to buy at the different price levels. So as and when the price is decreasing, the level of consumption is increasing, isn't it? Same thing we can see in the graph also. So this is the quantity side, this is the price side. The price is what happening, it is initially it was 40, it has become 30, 20, 10. So when it is 40 they have purchased 5 kg, when it is 30 they have purchased 15 kg, when it is 20 they have purchased 30, and when it is 10 they have purchased 55 kgs. When you join all this, you will get diminishing marginal utility. So isn't it? As and when the price is being what? Decreases, the quantity of consumption is increasing. So here if you observe, same thing, the quantity is measured in this fashion. based on the price factors. So downward slope, or this one, the downward slope demand curve, shows that the lower price of the commodity X, see, this is the lower price, which is 10 rupees is the lower price. So lower price of the commodity X, the individuals are willing to purchase the maximum amount of quantity of goods. Okay, and this particular thing, therefore the explanations also goes in this fashion. In case of single commodity, the cotton, they have considered the quantity of commodity that consumer is willing to buy and is able to afford. That means this much is the price and is willing to buy and is able to afford this much of kg, okay, for this much of price. Okay, observe, and is able to afford for that and given prices, and the income of the consumers is called demand for that commodity. ಯಾವ ಕಮಾಡಿಟಿನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಆ ಕಮಾಡಿಟಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡನ್ನು ಅವನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಕಾಟನ್. Cotton is a product where for the price 40, an individual is ready to create the demand of 5 kg. If the price is 30, an individual is ready to create the demand of 15 kg. Okay, and if he is pricing 20 rupees in the market, the individual is ready to what? Pay the amount for that 20 rupees and is ready to purchase 30 kgs of cotton. That means demand is created with respect to the price and income of the consumer. Okay, so demand curve, see about this curve we are speaking. Okay, demand curve is representation of various amount of quantities of a commodity that consumer is willing to buy at different prices, isn't it? This is the different price levels, this is the quantity of consumption with respect to that. Okay, they are consuming. And here the quantity is measured x-axis and yes, price is measured y-axis. I have mentioned here, price is y-axis, quantity is x-axis. Okay, next, the downward slope. The downward slope demand curve shows that at lower price the commodity X, the individual is willing to purchase more number of goods. See, at lower price the individual is ready to purchase more number of goods. This is more number of goods he is going to purchase. These are all so much of goods. You can also make a mark like this. Okay, it becomes easier to understand. So much of good is ready to purchase. Therefore the individual will not be willing to pay as much for each additional unit. It will result in the downward slope. He is not ready to pay that much. Why? He is thinking that it is of no use that if we keep buying, it decreases value. ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅನಿಸಲ್ಲ? ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಥಾಟು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಯೋದು ಸಹಜ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಓಕೆ, and at price 40, the consumer X, as I shown you, he is consuming how much unit? 5 units. When the price is 30, he is consuming how much unit? 15. So on it goes on. Hence demand increases as there is a drop of price, isn't it? 40 in the 10 rupees ಆಗೋಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟಿನ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So the law of diminishing marginal utility explains that when the curve is negatively sloped, okay, because each successive unit of the commodity provides lower marginal utility. See, each successive unit, okay, whatever you are going to have the successive unit, it gives lower units of commodity. ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಸತಿ 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವನಿಗೇನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬಿಡು ಇದಿದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. After that also it will be, if it becomes 5 rupees also, you feel that, oh, it will stay in the market, let me not purchase 55 kg. He might go for 30 kgs, he might go for 20 kgs, he might go for, it keeps on going, it keeps on decreasing. Okay, so this is about the derivations of demand curve in the case of single commodity. So tomorrow we'll speak about ordinal utility. So today's topic ends over here. Thank you.